The ICC has issued arrest warrants against Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Gallant. This, in our opinion, this is a really dark moment for the International Criminal Court in The Hague, which, with this decision, has lost all legitimacy. What they are claiming, that there has been an intentional effort to prevent food from people of Gaza, which is just a joke. It really is a joke. Israel has gone lengths to enable humanitarian aid, enable the entry of food, of medicine into Gaza, with thousands and thousands of trucks that have entered Gaza, organized by Israel and international organizations. The problem that we see is that Hamas, the terrorist organization that is in de facto control of what enters into Gaza, they many of these trucks they take over, steal the food, and the rest they sell in market for very high prices. But we are enabling, and we will continue to enable the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza. Israel has done everything in its power to avoid harm for civilians. This war is only against Hamas, against the Islamic Jihad, that are still holding 101 innocent Israeli civilians and hostages who were kidnapped from their beds, kidnapped from a dance festival, from their homes, and are being kept in horrendous conditions in underground tunnels. So this decision by the court is biased. It is political. It delegitimizes the court, and it is very unfortunate because you have real problems in the world. You have hundreds of thousands of people, civilians who were murdered by the Assad regime in Syria. You have a huge atrocities in Sudan, in Yemen, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of displaced and murdered, and nothing. The ICC has been silent. But on this issue, based only on testimonies given by the Palestinians, they decide to issue these warrants. It is no doubt that this is politically motivated. It is extremely biased. And I just want to add one more point. The prosecutor, Karim Khan, who was supposed to come to Israel by our invitation to investigate these allegations by the Palestinians, canceled his trip to Israel, and on the same day declared that he's issuing these warrants. That is very suspicious, very irregular, and that is why many governments around the world, including the Biden administration, including governments like in Argentina, in Paraguay, Hungary, and others, have rejected these warrants and this decision made by the ICC. It is very
at the other side, in that same declaration, they say that also against the Hamas leader Masri is such arrestation.
But that is the additional part of the joke. Comparing a democratic, vibrant democracy with an independent judicial system, comparing that to an extreme jihadistic terrorist organization that on October 7th invaded Israel with more than 3,000 terrorists, raped, murdered, burnt people alive, kidnapped children, kidnapped the elderly, looted. To compare that organization to a democratic government is not. It's more sad than it is funny. It is a joke, and it's a tragedy. And I think any democratic country in the world, should be extremely concerned by this, because it shows that the ICC can be used as a political tool by the worst regimes and organizations in the world. So the fact that they've issued against Hamas is just them paying lip service. There is no doubt that the intent here is a political motivation. But Israel will continue to defend itself and defend its citizens, and will continue to do anything in its power to release the 101 innocent hostages that are being kept in tunnels in Gaza.
Okay, the last question, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes.
What actions do Israel take to in this case of the International Criminal Court?
Well, first of all, I just want to say what the action that Israel takes on the ground when it comes to the war in Gaza is what it does. Is first of all, anytime it attacks a Hamas, Hamas operative, Hamas headquarters that is located, they are hiding themselves, within a civilian population. It gives prior warning, meaning it's also warning the terrorists, but it wants to make sure that there are no civilians in the area when we are reacting or attacking a Hamas terrorist. Regarding the ICC, I think we are going to be working together with our friends around the world. I mean, both the Biden administration and the incoming Trump administration have completely and utterly rejected this decision. They are going to be working with us in against this decision against the ICC. We've been given we've been given announcements from other governments who have told us that they are not going to respect these warrants. That if Prime Minister Netanyahu visits their country, they will not respect it because they understand that it's a joke. However, it is an international court, and there are other countries, governments who feel that they need to respect this decision, even if they disagree with it. So we are going to learn this, study this, but we are extremely disappointed with the prosecutor, who has been the one pushing for this, and probably with ulterior motives. But it's something that I'd be very careful. But we cannot understand why he has decided to do this to Israel, and yet is disregarding the real atrocities, the terrible atrocities taking place in areas like in Yemen, in Sudan, North Korea, and so forth. So we will study this. We will work with with government friends, our friends in around the world, and we will continue to do whatever is needed to defend Israel and defend its citizens.